And we are underway. For those of you new to the sport of roller derby, we're going to run you through a little 101 here. Scald Eagle is the jammer for the Guns N' Rollers. You can note that by the star on her helmet. Headache, the jammer for the Heartless Heathers. Those are the skaters we're going to have you pay attention to start. The jammer's goal is to be the first skater through the pack, passing all of her opponents legally. After she performs that, she scores 1 point for every opposing blocker that she passes.
Scald Eagle gets knocked out of bounds, steps back in and calls off that jam. 2 points being picked up on that last jam.
So Scald Eagle in that last jam was the first jammer to make it through the pack legally. She then lapped the entire pack for 5 points. She then lapped 2 more skaters for 2 points.
Screaming Beaver and Untamed Shrew, your 2 jammers out there on the track. Now, the first one that gets out will be the lead jammer. And that jammer will be the one in control of this jam.
And it is Untamed Shrew through the pack. She is the lead jammer. Now, you learned in that Derby 101 video before the event started that the lead jammer can place her hands on her hips repeatedly and call an end to the jam at any time.
Untamed Shrew passes 1 player out there and picks up 1 point on that pass. Now, in case you're wondering who those other people out there on the track are, those are the blockers. The 4 players from each team up there on the pivot line right now, they make the pack.
Now, one of the unique things about the sport of roller derby is that the blockers are tasked with playing offense and defense at the same time.
And when you play offense and defense, you got to pay attention to both sides. As you can see, it's a power jam as a forearm was picked up by Screaming Beaver.
So Ivana Thrasher, jammer for the Guns N' Rollers, is the lead jammer in this jam. And you'll notice that the Heathers blockers now are playing defense against her as their jammer is in the penalty box.
And right now they've slowed it down on the track. Havana Goodtime making sure French Tickler cannot run back. Oh, and a back block being called up on Ivana Thrasher.
So now Ivana Thrasher will report to the penalty box where she will serve a penalty of 30 seconds.
Nice defense being played right now by the Guns N' Rollers. Little bit of offense coming from the knife. She tries to open up a hole, carving her way through, but it wasn't enough to get her jammer out.
Scratcher in the eye, still fighting to get through that pack. Nice defense by Havana Goodtime.
Still trying to wiggle her way through. And a failure to reform being called on French Tickler.
Scratcher in the eye through the pack now. She has completed her initial pass.
I think Havana Goodtime surprised them there. She came blowing in there, picked up 5 points on that quick pass.
A multiplayer block being assessed to Havana Goodtime. She is going to report to the Pabst Blue Ribbon penalty box.
And both sides now down a blocker. Havana Thrasher makes her way through. She picks up 5 more points. And right now, we've got a score of 17-0 out there. Heartless Heathers being iced once again out there on the track.
Ivana Thrasher reporting to the penalty box once again.
Well, I take that back. They just picked up 5 points on that last pass and finally got tallied.
3-2 pack advantage for the Heathers to start this jam.
And a power jam pack advantage. Now, something about Derby, they do pick up penalties, and as you can see in the Pabst Blue Ribbon penalty box, it's got some players in it.
Headache making quick work of the pack through for 5 points.
Headache comes in, gets a little bump, ends up on the deck in turn number 1.
Headache working against the front of the pack right now. Copernicus and Rorschach Test doing a nice job holding her back, but Headache clears the pack for 5 points.
Nice slow pack up there in the corner. Nobody moving yet as they escort Copernicus out of bounds. Forearm being called, and she's got to report to the penalty box.
Ivana Thrasher working her way around the... Ivana Thrasher now fighting up against the front of the pack on this scoring pass. Clears the pack for a 5-point grand slam for the Guns N' Rollers. Ivana Thrasher battling against the front of the pack once again. Jennings, Pistol, and the Blast Unicorn draw the track cut on Ivana Thrasher. She will report to the penalty box once again.
Right now they're having a hard time out there, GNR, keeping their players on the track. Headache making her way around the track right now, engages that wall, pushes her way through.
5 more points for the Heartless Heathers.
Nice slow pack, everybody locked up there in the corner. Bridgetown Chiropractic. The hardest hits of the night are brought to you by Bridgetown Chiropractic.
All right, so after that crazy jam, Guns N' Rollers with a 31-25 lead.
Screaming Beaver out and around. She's got 2 players left to beat, and she goes on the inside. She's your lead jammer.
Nice attempt by Yoga to be sorry and Hellslinger to hold back Screaming Beaver.
Nice work in this power jam. They've split the pack. Hellslinger in the last line of defense, and it looks like Heartless Heathers climbing back in this jam.
Nice defensive work by French Tickler and Jennings on the outside of the front straightaway, knocking Ivana Thrasher out.
And just like that, the Heartless Heathers pick up 5 more points, and they've taken the lead.
Ivana Thrasher trying to find an answer to the French Tickler, who's working with Mad Eye Marley at the front of the pack. Hellslinger up to play some offense.
Right now, Ivana Thrasher just glued in that pack, and Screaming Beaver coming around, and they're up by 9.
French Tickler recycles Ivana Thrasher one more time as Screaming Beaver clears the pack for a 5-point grand slam.
Nice slow pack. Ivana Thrasher finally finds a light of day, squeezes her way out. Oh, and a back block being picked up. Screaming Beaver now headed to the pass-through ribbon penalty box.
And Untamed Shrew, who received the star pass from Ivana Thrasher, clear of the pack. 5-point scoring pass, Guns N' Rollers.
Nice slow pack. Hellslinger made like she was going to try and break open it, but everybody moved up and left her sitting in the dust.
Untamed Shrew fighting against French Tickler and Mad Eye Marley at the front of the pack. Forearm penalty assessed to French Tickler.
That's her second. Heathers right now that did so well getting back in this have a jammer sitting in the box and one of their blockers.
Roller Eclipse now being whistled to the Pabst Blue Ribbon penalty box.
No points being picked up on that last jam. OHSU Sports Medicine is proud to be the official medical care team of the Rose City Rollers. That's OHSU Sports Medicine.
Scald Eagle jamming for the Guns N' Rollers. Screaming Beaver, who started in the penalty box for the Heartless Heathers, already out and mixing it up in the track.
And Screaming Beaver so hard trying to fight her way through, finally gets out, and she's racing around the track.
Nice offense by Rorschach Tess, helping spring Scald Eagle from the pack on that scoring pass.
And picks up 5 points on that pass. Nice slow pack right now in turn number 3. Scald Eagle wills her way through that pack, calls off that jam.
And we're waiting for the scoreboard to be updated, but I do believe the Guns N' Rollers retook the lead in that last jam, 50-49.
Big Brothers, Big Sister Sports Buddies are proud partners encouraging young people to get out and get active. That's Big Brothers, Big Sister Sports Buddies.
Scratcher in the eye, jamming for the Heartless Heathers, Untamed Shrew for the Guns N' Rollers.
And just like that, Scratcher in the eye, she is out, looks over her shoulder to make sure she's got that lead jammer, and it's a nice fast pack right now.
Untamed Shrew hot on her wheels, pack speeds up now. GNR blockers predominantly in the front. Heather's blockers trying to overtake them. Nice job by Scratcher in the eye to pick up 3 points.
Yeah, but there was 2 points picked up on that by GNR. It looks like we're gonna have another tie game out there. Bike Punk, locally printed, eco-friendly stickers, signs, and designs. Visit bikepunk.com.
Blast Unicorn lining up to jam for the Heartless Heathers, opposite Scald Eagle for the Guns N' Rollers.
Nice slow black. They're trying to slow down Scald Eagle. So far they've got her pinned.
Heathers have done a nice job keeping French Tickler anchored on the outside during those starts to keep from a jammer getting right by on that outside line.
And look at that, Blast Unicorn found some space to work, and she's out as your lead jammer.
Scald Eagle being held in the pack, finds some room around turn 3. She is clear on her initial pass.
And not a lot of teams can say that very often. They held her for a good length of time. Blast Unicorn made her way around and picks up 4 points on that pass.
Well, fans, we would like to thank Voodoo Donut. The magic is in the hole. Proud sponsor of the Rose City Rollers and the Wheels of Justice.
Looks like we're going to see Headache and Ivana Thrasher out there with the stars on their helmet for this next jam.
Headache looks to go around the outside, unfortunately called on a track cut penalty.
She will be heading back to the Pabst Blue Ribbon penalty box for that cut.
Ivana Thrasher working against French Tickler, knife and knockbox at the front of that pack. Thrasher through, lead jammer, Guns N' Rollers.
Yeah, they had to let her go. She pushed it out the 20 feet, and that put them out of play.
Ivana Thrasher around the track quickly again, working against that wall in the front.
Oh, look at that hit by Knife. How did she stand up to that hit?
Thrasher shrugged that off on her way to 5 more points. Guns N' Rollers retake the lead.
And they try to come in there and play a little bit of offense. Headache, though, engaged at the back of that pack. And we got everybody on the track once again.
Scarlene does a nice job of cycling up front. Big pile up. Low block penalty being assessed to Ivana Thrasher.
Wow. You know, there were so many bodies on the floor there, you weren't quite sure who was going to get that call, but you're pretty sure something's going to happen.
Well, Thrasher, that's her 4th penalty. French Tickler now headed to the penalty box. That may be her 4th as well.
Multiplayer block being picked up on. Oh! Baba Boom gets a penalty, but Havana Good Time not having a good time right now as she just got laid out by Headache.
And Headache and the Heartless Heathers now retake the lead on the Guns N' Rollers.
Headache really earning her points up there right now. Copernicus laying into her. Oh, and she finally guides her out of bounds, says, no, you come over here.
Heather's gonna stop Copernicus from recycling their jammer back any farther. Ivana Thrasher once again mixing it up in the pack for the Guns N' Rollers.
And Havana Good Time stopped Knife from taking her back. Nice little hit out there. We are seeing some great derby action right now. Speaking of something great, New Belgian Brewing Company, Fat Tire Ale or Ranger IPA. Grab one from concessions. That's New Belgian Brewing Company.
That's a lot of greatness in one read. Untamed Shrew jamming for the Guns N' Rollers. Opposite Scratcher in the Eye for the Heartless Heathers.
Scratch in the eye right up front now, getting the truck and trailer maneuver from Whitman. Really taking advantage of her. Oh, but she found the room on the inside line.
That was a close race. Lead jammer going to Untamed Shrew. Scratcher in the Eye right behind her.
I like what Guns N' Rollers right now are doing. They've separated this pack out, and just like that, that was great work by the offense of the Guns N' Rollers to pick up those 2 points.
Well, a nice job by Juvie Hall to protect her point. Saw that she was in the back of the pack, did a nice job moving back up to the front, protected her point for the Guns N' Rollers in that jam.
Portland Mercury, the food, arts, and entertainment you need. That's the Portland Mercury.
Heartless Heathers giving the star to the Blast Unicorn. Guns N' Rollers sending out Scald Eagle to jam once again.
Scald Eagle, one player left to beat, and she's through as lead jammer.
Scald Eagle 16 points so far in this bout.
Copernicus doing a great job defensively, really slowed down Blast Unicorn, but she's finally through.
Nacho Lucky Day drops Scald Eagle, and the Knife pushes her to the inside.
That was some great defense right there by Knife. You know, when you get a hit like that, especially on someone like Scald Eagle, you gotta love it.
65-64 our score as we are just over halfway through this first half of play.
Cars to Go. Meet the future of car sharing. Sign up today at carstogo.com.
Full contingent of skaters on the track for each team. Screaming Beaver jamming for the Heartless Heathers. Opposite Untamed Shrew for the Guns N' Rollers.
Oh, yeah. They got them separated. Untamed Shrew, once she got past turn number 1, it was easy sailing from there.
Screaming Beaver having a hard time navigating the pack. Good job up front by On a Roll. Has to let her go.
That was fantastic positional blocking by On a Roll, but she got called for the out of play.
Untamed Shrew, 3 points for the Guns N' Rollers as they retake the lead. What a back and forth bout so far tonight.
Both these teams really battling, and right now 65-67. Kind Bar, snack like there's no tomorrow. Get some Kind snacks.
Don't mind if I do.
Kind of yummy thing I like to put in my mouth.
Heartless Heathers jamming the Blast Unicorn. Guns N' Rollers jamming Rorschach Tess. Multiplayer block assessed to Hellslinger. She's going to report to the Pabst Blue Ribbon penalty box. And then a high block for Copernicus.
Wow, and the box fills up with Pabst Blue Ribbon players.
Meanwhile, the Blast Unicorn, your lead jammer, scores 5 points on that scoring pass.
Well, there really wasn't much of a pack there, considering everybody had to go to the penalty box.
Nice offense by Juvie Hall as Rorschach Tess working to clear the pack. Blast Unicorn, though, playing some jammer defense.
And right now, I think she was just trying to burn time as she picks up 5 points on that last pass.
And room has freed up in the penalty box. That means Copernicus going to report and serve the penalty that she earned earlier this jam.
Blast Unicorn trying to find the light of day on the inside line. She's got one player left to bait. That's Juvie Hall. On a roll comes up to help out a little bit, but it wasn't enough. That's 4 points for Blast Unicorn.
Knife recycling Rorschach Tess to the back of the pack. Knife with some great defense for the Heathers so far tonight.
Hellslinger trying to be the last line, but that's 5 points being picked up by Blast Unicorn.
Juvie Hall forcing out Jennings, who'd forced out Rorschach Tess.
Blast Unicorn running a clinic right now of scoring. This tight game has just gotten blown wide open by the Blast Unicorn.
Copernicus, now having received a star pass from Rorschach Tess, is through the pack, and that's a 4-point scoring pass for the Guns N' Rollers.
And that tight little game that we had is not tight anymore. Heartless Heathers right now sitting at 93, and Guns N' Rollers 71.
Scald Eagle on the jam line for the Guns N' Rollers. Opposite Headache for the Heartless Heathers.
And up there on the pivot line, the pack is awaiting. Scald Eagle, the first to engage. She's trying to work her magic on the way through, going outside to in.
Scarleen, nice job finding Headache through the pack there. Scald Eagle, your lead jammer.
And Headache up against Scarleen, and they're just trying to muscle themselves apart. Scarleen finally has to let it go.
Knife boxes out Scald Eagle. Scald attacking the pack once again for the Guns N' Rollers. And a track cut penalty on Scald Eagle. Power jam Heartless Heathers.
Well, when you're working from outside to in as much as she does, you know, sometimes you're going to step over that line. Oh, and Headache. Headache got a forearm call. Yeah, that's what it is. So what we're going to have is a change in the guard, because as you know, roller derby's no fun without a jammer on the track.
So as soon as Headache takes his seat in the Pabst Blue Ribbon penalty box, Scald Eagle will be set free. Now keep in mind, Headache is only going to serve the same amount of penalty time as did Scald Eagle.
Scald Eagle hits that pack, pushes everybody up and through. She is out for 5 more points.
Guns N' Rollers trying to eat into the lead the Heathers established in the prior jam. Va-Va Boom up to play some offense. Scald Eagle going to try and push out the Heathers wall all by herself. Nice footwork, 5-point scoring pass, Guns N' Rollers.
Nice defense being laid down. They got Yo Gonna Be Sorry trapped up in there. Headache hits that pack. She's trying to push him out, but great defense up front.
Scald Eagle pushed out of the front straightaway, recycled all the way back by Knife.
The defense of the Heartless Heathers right now is just phenomenal.
5 more points for the Heartless Heathers at the end of that jam. Woo!
Yeah, that's right. I thought with 98 points up there on the board, Guns N' Rollers right now sitting at 81.
Well, fans, we would like to thank the Nightlight Lounge, the Rose City Rollers' favorite Clinton Street bar, and the only place to get Rose City Rollers tickets in town. That is the Nightlight Lounge.
Nacho Lucky Day and Untamed Shrew. It sounds like Team Nacho down there is cheering on their favorite player.
Nice fight by Nacho as she is through the pack first. Lead jammer, Heartless Heathers.
And Untamed Shrew right now having a heck of a time with the defense out there by the team in blue.
Nacho Lucky Day, nice bit of defense against Untamed Shrew. Got called for a forearm penalty. Power jam Guns N' Rollers.
Been a lot of power jams in this first half. Surprised we only have a 14-point game now.
Ivana Thrasher playing a little bit of offense for Untamed Shrew. But Untamed Shrew traverses the pack on her way to 5 points.
Hellslinger jumps up there, flies to play a little bit of defense, ends up on the deck for her trouble.
Untamed Shrew clears for another 5 points. Guns N' Rollers have cut Heather's lead to single digits.
And Guns N' Rollers now in the apex. They're ready for that jammer when she hits. Nacho trying to work her way around the outside, ends up out of bounds in turn number 2.
Pistol with a nice bit of offense against Havana Goodtime, helping to allow Nacho to clear the pack on that scoring pass.
Nacho Lucky Day comes in at just the right time to stop the bleeding. Right now we're sitting at a score of 102-95 as the game keeps going. Nacho Lucky Day picking apart the defense of the Guns N' Rollers. Goes through for 4 more points.
Big pileup between turns 3 and 4. Ivana Thrasher now skating against Scratcher in the eye at the front of the pack, and Thrasher clears the pack for 4 points.
Now they did a cat pass, and she was trying to get out, but the time ran out before she even managed to get that cap on there. Well, looks like they're going to have an official review down there on the track. Baxter did not like what she saw, so she's down there calling it out. While we're looking at this, I'd like to thank Joe's Burgers. They've got 4 locations, awesome burgers, and they are the official feeder of the Rose City Brawlers. And they have incredible burgers there, so go check them out. Joe's Burgers. While they're discussing things down on the track, I'd also like to thank Twist Sports Conditioning Center. They're the official trainer and partner of the Wheels of Justice. Visit twistportland.com.
All right, we've been informed by head ref Stegoskouras that the official review is as to whether or not there was a track cut by the Heathers Jammer in that last jam.
Make sure to visit PDX Pipeline for your online source of Portland music, arts, and entertainment happenings. That's PDX Pipeline. Mike checks.
All right, King, we got 2 things going on down here on the track. Number 1 was the official review that the Guns N' Rollers called, wanting a track cut on the Heathers Jammer in the last jam. The non-call on the track will stand. There will be no track cut assessed. A second thing that we are doing is correcting the score. 1 additional point was erroneously given to the Guns N' Rollers in the last jam. That point is being taken back off the scoreboard.
Well, once again, just when the Heartless Heathers thought they might run away with it, Guns N' Rollers made a pushback. We got a score of 107-98. Heartless Heathers still with the lead, but it's in single digits now. This next jam is on. You're gonna see Screamin' Beaver against Scald Eagle. 2 endangered species on the track as we speak. And Scald Eagle heading to the box, picking up another penalty.
Heartless Heathers now looking to extend their 9-point lead. Effie Stoneham, a little bit of offense. And Screaming Beaver with the track cut penalty.
Yeah, it looks like her body might have slipped out of bounds as she slid across the track. She stood up and made herself get that track cut.
It looks like Screaming Beaver may be having a skate issue there in the Pabst Blue Ribbon penalty box. Not 100% sure about that, but Scald Eagle out of the penalty box through the pack on her initial pass.
Just so smooth. How does she make it look that easy?
Scald goes around the outside. Blast Unicorn gives chase. 5-point grand slam, Guns N' Rollers.
And just like that, Screaming Beaver has served her time. She is ready to play some more. She hits the back of that wall with fury, but still can't get through.
French Tickler, some inverse offense for Screaming Beaver. Screaming Beaver still working against a 3-wall at the front of the pack.
Knife has served her time. She's back out there on the track. Scald Eagle hits it like a tank. Gets through for 4 more points.
That may give GNR a 1-point advantage right now at 112 to 111, but Screaming Beaver working on the pack and a scoring pass.
Oh, what? It's almost like there was no one out there. 5 more points for the Scald Eagle.
Screaming Beaver still working on that scoring pass. Copernicus headed to the Pabst Blue Ribbon penalty box at the end of that jam. Holy crazy scoring.
And they're going to be calling some official action down on the track. While we do that, I'd like to bring up Kelly Brown Dead Relief. Kelly Brown likes roller derby, and you should like Kelly Brown Dead Relief. You know, while we're also having this official review, I'd also like to bring up Buffalo Gap Saloon or Eatery, John's Landing's favorite eatery and saloon. That's the Buffalo Gap Saloon and Eatery.
All right, so the official review down on the track. The Heartless Heathers are looking for a penalty for hitting a downed skater in that last jam. So the referees will talk about that, and I will bring you their decision in a moment.
All right, guys, we got a 4-point difference. Guns N' Rollers have retaken the lead. Where are my Guns N' Roller fans? All right, not bad, not bad. Where are my Heartless Heather fans? All right, that's pretty cool. That's cool. I like it. Well, we got about 2 minutes and 24 seconds left until halftime, so keep up that intensity.
All right, head referee Stegosaurus informing us that the no call will stand, no penalty on that last jam.
The jammer's going to be lining up on that Tonkin jammer line. That's the wrong Tonkin jammer line. You're going to see Headache and Untamed Shrew. Both jammers engaged the back of that wall. They are fighting hard to find their way through. Excellent defense right now. Untamed Shrew, though, gets out, and she's your lead jammer.
Nice play by Jennings against Roller Eclipse in the backfield. Oh, forearm penalty against Headache, though. Power jam, rough. Guns N' Rollers.
That is rough. Right when they needed a GNR's now got the momentum and a power jam. Little love tap up front by, that was Roller Eclipse getting a nice little hole made it real easy for the Untamed Shrew to get through.
Untamed Shrew adding to the Guns N' Rollers lead right now. Copernicus and Scarleen up to play some offense. Jennings, though, recycling Untamed Shrew.
Excellent work trying to get that jammer out. Untamed Shrew now having a real hard time.
Nice penalty kill by the Heartless Heathers there as Headache is back on the track mixing it up.
Untamed Shrew finally managed to get, or Headache finally managed to get herself through, and she's on her initial jam.
Untamed Shrew, back block penalty. She's now going to head to the Pabst Blue Ribbon penalty box.
And now Headache is in a power jam. She's up against Copernicus. Just needs a little bit more room to get herself free, and she's out, picking up 5 more points.
23 seconds difference between the jam clock and the period clock. Headache comes around again.
Heartless Heather's willing to play the passive offense game. They're standing still.
Multiplayer block being assessed to Copernicus. And an out of play penalty being assessed to Ivana Thrasher.
5 more points being picked up. And it's a single digit game. Once again, 132-123. GNR up.
And it looks as though both teams content to send this bout to halftime. Guns N' Rollers leading by 9 by a score 132-123. This is not the only building in Portland, Oregon with a tight game. Trailblazers tied with the Houston Rockets with 2:32 left to go in the second period, 48 apiece. Stick around for halftime. We've got a halftime game for you. We've got that raffle for that sweet longboard that I plan on winning, and more. All right, just so everybody knows, in that building up the road a little ways, the Portland Trailblazers lead the Houston Rockets 55-54 at halftime, and the Winterhawks lead 5-2. In this building, the Guns N' Rollers lead the Heartless Heathers by 9. Leading scorers for the Guns N' Rollers, Scald Eagle with 46, Ivana Thrasher with 41. For the Heartless Heathers, the Blast Unicorn with 32, Screaming Beaver with 30.
And I'd also like to announce Jamie Hoffman, you're the winner of tonight's Best Seat Action. Check out the Rose City Roller eBay for future auctions.
As far as penalty numbers in the first half, Guns N' Rollers 17 team penalties, Heartless Heathers 14.
Scald Eagle once again taking off on that Tonkin jammer line, pushes her way out, but it looks like a penalty being called. Both jammers are heading to the penalty box. And just like that, scratcher in the eye served her very, very short detention in that Pabst Blue Ribbon penalty box.
So what that's going to mean is that we are going to have no lead jammer in this jam. We are going the full 2 minutes. Scratcher in the eye through the pack first. She has cleared on her initial pass.
Ooh, Havana Good Time with a vicious booty block out there.
Scald Eagle still looking to complete her initial pass.
What?
Nice footwork.
What did I just see? Incredible, incredible. This is why we come to watch Derby, right, Mike Checks?
Indeed, scratcher in the eye, trying to find an answer to the Guns N' Rollers 4 wall at the back of the pack. Scald Eagle through the pack. That is 5 points. And a track cut penalty on Scratcher in the eye.
Not a fun jam right now for Scratcher in the eye. That's their second penalty in this only jam.
Scald Eagle through the pack. That's another 5-point grand slam for the Guns N' Rollers.
Nice slow gem. Havana Good Time creeps up, tries to take out French Tickler. Caused enough of a distraction, though, to open up an easy hole for Scald Eagle to climb through.
Good point there, King. It's not necessarily the contact that's important. It's just that you disrupt that defense enough to get your jammer through.
And she did it again. This time she focused on some of the players on the inside.
And an illegal procedure on Scratcher in the eye. That's her third penalty this jam.
Whoa. 4 more points on that pass. And 3 being picked up for the Heartless Heathers. Belle Star out there in the middle, really arguing a case about that, I believe, that last call on the track. She's forcing an official review. Maybe, sorta, kinda. Well, I do know one thing. I like our sponsors. And Job Corps, they're helping young people learn a career and earn a high school diploma or a GED and find and keep good jobs. That's Job Corps. And in case you were wondering where you're watching this is from Oaks Amusement Park, home of the Rose City Rollers, and the place to purchase your derby gear. That's Oaks Amusement Park.
Just for the point of clarification, this was not an official review. This was a review being conducted by the officials, not called by one of the teams. They wanted to make sure that the illegal procedure for Scratcher in the Eye returning to gameplay was in fact called correctly, and it was.
And just like that, on the Tonkin Jammer line, Untamed Shrew is ready to go. That whistle blows, and she has engaged that pack.
Untamed Shrew trying to push against that 3-wall at the front of the pack. GNR did a nice job getting Knife out of that wall.
That defense being played out there right now by the Heartless Heathers is just vicious. Over 20 seconds it took for her to just push on the back of that wall before she could get through.
Guns N' Rollers up by 30, looking to add to their total right now.
Scratcher in the Eye. Muscles her way right on past that inside line and gets through.
High block penalty being called. Untamed Shrew is reported to the Pabst Blue Ribbon penalty box. Power Jam Heartless Heathers.
And we're in another Power Jam. Look at that. Scratcher in the Eye gets through. We don't have a lead jammer. That's 5 points, and this is going to go a full 2 minutes.
Heartless Heathers now cutting the Guns N' Rollers lead to 25. Scratcher in the Eye through the pack again. 5-point scoring pass.
That was beautiful. Meta Marley came in there, took out Yo Gonna Be Sorry, opened up a huge hole, made it real easy for her jammer to get through.
Scratcher in the Eye clears the pack again for another 5 points.
Untamed Shrew comes in with some fury of her own. She hits everybody on the way through there, still fighting to get through, and there's that block wall, but she managed to eke on by.
Untamed Shrew goes around the outside on her way to 4 points.
Nacho Lucky Day puts on that cap. Oh, and Roller Eclipse takes her out, but gets a penalty for being out of play. There was a lot going on there in that last jam.
A lot of points scored and a lot of trips to the penalty box. Coach Baxter Morgan out to address Stegosaurus.
We've got a score of 164 to 145. GNR maintaining the lead for the time being. Right now you're watching this live broadcast tonight by Blaze Streaming Media. That is Blaze Streaming Media. Fantastic folks.
Well, and one of those people probably watching that bout from home, Randy Pan.
Yep, he's probably dual watching things.
He's watching some sporting event tonight. Scald Eagle working away against the front of that pack, goes to one wheel and through for lead jammer.
And Screaming Beaver hot on her tail, but Heartless Heather's gonna set up shop in turn number 4 and just wait. No No points scored on the track. Putting your fist in the air.
Well, fans, we would like to thank Black Cat Plumbing. Black Cat Plumbing, your local neighborhood plumbing company and a proud part of the Rose City Rollers since 2009. Untamed Shrew jamming against Headache.
Excellent defense being played up front, but Juvie Hall takes a seat on the track, and that opens a hole wide for Headache.
Nice defense by Jennings in the backfield, cycles up with Knife and Effie Stoneham to knock Untamed Shrew out of turn 2.
Jennings got a hold of her, took her out of bounds, and took her way back.
Headache clears a 5-point scoring pass for the Heartless Heathers. They have cut the GNR lead to 14. And now they've cut it to 9.
Oh, that's great defense right there, and a huge hit by the Knife.
Untamed Shrew now clear of the pack on her initial pass as Headache is working the pack. Track cut penalty called against Juvie Hall near the end of that jam.
3 more points being picked up by Headache. And the Heartless Heathers have cut this lead once again to single digits. We're looking at 164 GNR, Heartless Heathers 158. Porque no?
Porque yes.
Absolutely amazing taqueria food with 2 locations on Mississippi and Hawthorne. That's Porque no.
Scald Eagle with 70 points takes to the jam line for the Guns N' Rollers. Opposite the Blast Unicorn, who has 32, and looking to add to that total as she is your lead jammer.
Oh, Scald Eagle found an outside hole laid out by Vava Boom. Havana Good Time tries to make a little action on the inside, but Blast Unicorn calls that off after picking up her 4 points.
And we have ourselves a 2-point game.
McDonald Miller Facility Solutions, proud sponsors of the Rose City Rollers. That's McDonald Miller Facility Solutions.
Rorschach test with the star for the Guns N' Rollers. Opposite Screaming Beaver for the Heartless Heathers.
Screaming Beaver running up that inside. She's made it to turn number 1 and through the apex. She's got 1 player left to beat. She's your lead jammer.
And a forearm penalty being assessed to Knife.
Screaming Beaver right now really working the back of that GNR wall. Cannot find a way through.
Rorschach Tess finds some room to accelerate. She makes it through the pack on her initial pass.
Scarleen has got her eye on her and is not letting her get anywhere.
Multiplayer block on Scarleen.
That's too bad. She was doing fantastic work out there, shutting down that line.
5 points picked up on that last scoring pass by the Heartless Heathers.
Timothy Murray Photography. Go visit TimothyMurrayPhotography.com for classic black and white film derby images. A very depleted pack right now for the Heartless Heathers. Headache and Scald Eagle taking that Tonkin jammer line. And Scald Eagle makes it look easy with only 2 blockers out there.
Bell Star came out to argue the point situation. Unfortunately, did not call a timeout or get Stegosaurus's attention in time. This jam has gone underway.
Woo! A whole lot of hitting going on, and Scald Eagle made it look easy once again. That's 4 more points.
Headache comes around quickly, starting to engage on her scoring pass. 1 left to beat up front. That's Avada Thrasher with a big hit against Headache.
That was huge, and that was enough to slow everything down and get Scald Eagle through once again for 5 points.
Headache still working on that pass. Nice suffocating defense up front by the Guns N' Rollers blockers.
Oh, Scarleen had her eye on her but could not connect. Headache picks up 4 points.
Scald Eagle through the pack, 4-point scoring pass and calls off the jam.
She-Bop, a female-friendly sex toy boutique in Portland, Oregon. That is She-Bop. Bridgetown Automotive, they're awesome mechanics. We trust them, and so should you. That's Bridgetown Automotive.
So the score on the scoreboard reads right now, 182 Guns N' Rollers, 172 Heartless Heathers. Blast Unicorn jamming for the Heartless Heathers.
Oh, and look at that. Rorschach Test got that opening on that inside line and ran right up that apex.
Look at the work up front by Roller Eclipse and Copernicus, holding back Blast Unicorn, who's now cleared on her initial pass.
And Rorschach Test was free on the inside, might have picked up a point, and that's exactly what she did. Right now we got a score, 177 to 172. It looks like an official timeout's gonna be called down there. While we're doing that, I'd also like to thank our favorite sponsors, Portland Vital Signs, Portland Independent Film, City Graphics, and K's Lounge. Bridgetown Boneyard, those of you sitting trackside are in the Bridgetown Boneyard, sponsored by Bridgetown Chiropractic. Well, they're having a little powwow down there in the middle. Make sure everything is right in the world of Derby that is being played in front of you today. We got 18 minutes, 25 seconds left in this game. Guns N' Rollers right now sitting at 177. Heartless Heathers at 171.
This official timeout right now is to check and make sure all of the points have been tallied and put on the scoreboard correctly.
You know, if you go into Ron Tonkin Fiat and test drive a Fiat at Ron Tonkin Fiat, you can get free Derby tickets. Well, the Heather fans are currently going nuts. What about you GNR fans? You gonna take that? Get loud!
All right, so our scoreboard has been updated to the correct score.
Well, that's a 5-point game.
Scald Eagle jamming once again for the Guns N' Rollers against Screaming Beaver.
Screaming Beaver took a tumble over the top of Juvie Hall. She's trying to find her way around.
Scald Eagle lead jammer taking a body whip off Vava Boom on her way to that lead jammer.
Oh, excellent defense being played out there. They gave her a little bump.
Scald Eagle through the pack, 4-point scoring pass, Guns N' Rollers.
Branch Tickler was going to play a little bit of offense. Looks she might have jumped a little soon. Screaming Beaver's got some words for Vava Boom, but in the end, they walk away smiling.
10 points separate these two teams, King.
And OHSU Sports Medicine is proud to be the official medical care team of the Rose City Rollers. That's OHSU Sports Medicine.
Rorschach Test jamming for Guns N' Rollers. Nacho Lucky Day jamming for the Heathers.
And if you couldn't hear it at home, Nacho's team Nacho is going Nacho crazy.
Rorschach Test accelerates through the center of the pack. Lead jammer going to the Guns N' Rollers.
And finally, Nacho gets a break and finds her way through. 2 points being picked up by GNR on that last pass. Big Brothers Big Sisters Sports Buddies. Rose City Roller is proud to be a sports buddy partner encouraging young people to get out and get active. That's Big Brothers Big Sisters Sports Buddies.
Scald Eagle jamming against Headache. Both of these jammers the leading scorers for their respective teams. Scald Eagle with 87, Headache with 65.
You know, that's something we don't see enough, is the jammer defense and holding the other jammer back just for the heck of it.
Nice offense by Whip It Good in turn 2, freeing Scald Eagle lead jammer Guns N' Rollers.
Well, you know, in Derby, that's typically when a player will leave that line. If you give a blocker an inch, they will take you off that line and get their jammer through.
And Whip It Good with the offense on the scoring pass as well. Scald Eagle through the pack for 4 points.
Heather's set up in the back. They're waiting for her. Scald Eagle runs her way around and through.
Scald Eagle was able to take the same lane Headache did. Headache clears the pack for 4 points.
Interesting enough, though, she did get through and get sucked back in. That's one of her favorite moves to do, and it just happened to her.
Scald Eagle clears the pack, no pass, no penalty, overruled track cut.
Oh, Bling made a big call, and I think it was the right call. Scald Eagle headed to the penalty box.
Meanwhile, Headache trying to fight through that pack.
She picks up 4 points, and this is the opportunity that they need. It's a 12-point game right now, and this is how they can climb back in this game.
Well, that was Scald Eagle's 4th penalty.
A lot of offense happening right there. Headache, though, takes a tumble in turn number 4.
Knife up, trying to play some offense for Headache to help her through that pack.
She's got 2 players left to beat. They're doing a nice job killing this power jam.
I've had a good time trying to play some inverse offense for Scald Eagle. Switches up to play defense.
Interesting. I want to see what the fingers come up. Looks like 5 points being put up for GNR.
And it looks like we've got ourselves a 2-point bout, King.
That's right. GNR at 187. Heartless Heathers 185. 14 minutes left on the clock. Bike Punk, locally printed.
Blast Unicorn jamming for the Heartless Heathers. Opposite Rorschach Test for the Guns N' Rollers. And Rorschach Test goes around the outside. Lead jammer, Guns N' Rollers.
Blast Unicorn got taken out, and she was escorted back, still trying to fight her way through. And a back block being picked up on the Heartless Heathers.
Blast Unicorn reporting to the Path Blue Ribbon penalty box.
That's rough. They had a lot of momentum going into it. Oh, but a track cut being picked up on Rorschach Test.
Rorschach Test not happy with that call. That is her first penalty this bout.
GNR taking her way back to the corner. They're gonna sit down in there. She's got 2 players left to beat.
Nice job by the Heartless Heathers there. Guns N' Rollers had spread their blockers out in the backfield to try and force Blast Unicorn to come in far back. Heathers' blockers rolled with them, disrupting their wall defense.
That was excellent offense by the Heartless Heathers out there. Blast Unicorn quickly made her way around that pack. She's engaged that wall, and they have come almost to a complete standstill.
Scratcher in the eye up to play some offense for the Heathers.
Scratch in the eye did, in fact, helped a lot at getting that jammer through. She picks up 5 points on that pass.
Rorschach Test being recycled to the back by Jennings.
Blast Unicorn once again hits that wall. They are doing a great job slowing her down out there.
Nice awareness by Juvie Hall there, helping to bridge out the pack. Rorschach Test now fighting against the front defense of the Heathers.
Copernicus heading to the box after picking up a penalty on the track. There's players going every which direction, and this jam comes to an end.
And ladies and gentlemen, we may have ourselves a lead change. We're gonna check and make sure the score's been updated.
Bike Punk, locally printed, eco-friendly stickers, signs, and designs. Visit bikepunk.com.
GNR still hanging on to a 1-point lead as we are under 12 minutes left to play.
That was a crazy jam. But there is a definite advantage right now for the Heathers. There's only 2 blockers out there for GNR.
Havana Good Time went for the hit on Screaming Beaver. Screaming Beaver rolls around. She is your lead jammer. French Tickler reports to the penalty box once again for the Heathers.
Screaming Beaver runs through, picks up 4 points, and she's your lead jammer.
Scald Eagle through the pack now. She has matched it, 0-point differential.
Oh, she almost jumped back in. She does call it off, though, in the nick of time as Scald Eagle was bearing down on the back of that track. New Belgian Brewing Company, Fat Tire Ale, and Ranger IPA. Grab one from concessions right now.
We've got a team timeout on the floor for the Guns and Rollers. We're going to kick it over to DJ Agent Meow for the Louis Armstrong Music Minute.
That timeout comes to an end. Players are on the track. The Rontonkin Fiat line. Looks like we're going to see Untamed Shrew and Headache.
Untamed Shrew, 49 points so far, 79 points for Headache.
Oh, pardon me, Rorschach test. She lined up and there was a gentleman in front of me. They're both getting hit to the outside. Both players trying to get through this pack.
I think that's the most spread out I've ever seen a pack in this building. Headache through lead jammer, Heartless Heathers.
That was almost hard to call. Rorschach Test does find the inside line and she manages to get through.
And Headache clears the pack without being touched. 4-point scoring pass, Heartless Heathers.
Yeah, they both need to form up a wall right here. Rorschach Test making her way around. Headache has engaged that wall. Yo gonna be sorry. Got a booty on her. They're doing nice work defensively, not letting her get through this time.
Vava Boom switching up from offense to defense to offense to defense. Headache through the pack, 5 points, Heartless Heathers.
GNR did just about everything they could, and finally Headache managed to get through. Rorschach Test up front. She's got the knife. Last player in the line of defense. And she finally makes it around.
Dangerous move there by Knife at the front of the pack. Rorschach Test escapes. 4-point scoring pass, Guns and Rollers.
Baba Boom. Oh, and a nice last-ditch effort.
Rorschach Test fighting against French Tickler, the Blast Unicorn, and Knife.
Rorschach Test bridging it out a little bit. Oh, and the players hit the floor. Headache gets a free pass and 4 points for her effort.
Rorschach Test finding room on the inside. Skates through the pack for 4 points.
This jam comes to an end with them 4 points up there. Looks like Heartless Heathers sitting at 215, GNR 204.
Knife reporting to the penalty box at the end of that last jam. Guns N' Rollers going to start with a 4-3 blocker advantage. Scald Eagle jamming for the Guns N' Rollers. Scratcher in the eye for the Heartless Heathers.
Oh, she had one player left to beat. That was Havana Good Time. She got the lead jammer status, but she also got sucked back into that pack. Yep, they forced her to call it off. Scald Eagle was making her way around and was coming up around the other side. Portland Mercury, the food, arts, and entertainment news you need. That's the Portland Mercury.
Havana Good Time being issued a high block in that last jam. Apparently does not agree with that call.
Yep, she let us know from here what she thought. I always love seeing what Havana Good Time has illustrated on her face.
It's pretty intense tonight.
It freaks me the hell out.
Copernicus jamming for the Guns N' Rollers. Screaming Beaver for the Heartless Heathers.
Copernicus is your lead jammer, and Screaming Beaver is headed to the penalty box.
Nice move by Copernicus. Knife thought she had her dead to rights. Copernicus, though, fighting against that 3-wall at the front of the pack. She is through. 4-point scoring pass. 4-point scoring pass. 4, 5.
Oh, and Copernicus picks up a back block. Very unopportune time to pick up that penalty because this power jam is almost at an end. It's a 5-point game, 212 to 217. Screaming Beaver engages the pack.
Well, now we're going to see the Guns N' Rollers on defense and the Heathers on offense. They're trying to keep Havana Good Time contained in the backfield.
Wow, they got a tall order and they are doing a fine job holding her back there.
Knife up to play some offense. Nicely done. Screaming Beaver through the pack. 5 points. Heartless Heathers.
Heathers have just turned up their pack. I have not seen anything like this in so long. It's such a great wall work they're doing out there.
Direction of play penalty being assessed to Hellslinger.
Copernicus right now stuck in the back of that wall that I was just commenting was so tremendous. She has yet to get through it.
Look at the fight she is putting up at the front of the pack. And a track cut on Screaming Beaver. Copernicus clears the pack for 4 points, and man, that was crazy.
Wow, so much stuff going on. Kind Bars, the brand of all-natural whole nut and fruit bar made from ingredients you can see and pronounce. Those are Kind Bars. These players are lining up. As you can see, Scald Eagle taking that Tonkin line. She's going to be in a power jam. Oh, and the whistle blows. Twist Sports Conditioning. Twist Sports Conditioning Center is the official training partner of the Wheels of Justice. Visit twistportland.com.
Who would have thought? In an 11-point bout, we're going to check and make sure all the points made it up on the scoreboard.
Well, you know, when the points matter, you better be checking to make sure you got them right. Joe's Burgers. 4-location awesome burgers and the official feeder of the Rose City Roller Volunteers. That's Joe's Burgers. This next jam is on. Scald Eagle goes out there. Scarleen making mayhem in the pack and picks up a back block. That's okay, Scarleen, you were making mayhem.
Scald Eagle trying to find an answer to the Heathers 4-wall at the front of the pack.
Scald Eagle just laid out Jennings to force her way through, and she's your lead jammer.
Heathers with a 10-point lead. We are under 5 minutes to play. Scald Eagle just cut that lead in half. That is a 5-point grand slam.
And you know the way she did it, she went face to face with Fringe Tickler, and if you've ever done that, it's not an easy thing.
Scald Eagle trying to get some offense from Whip It Good. Screaming Beaver almost through the pack.
Oh, look at the footwork out there. They don't want to let her go, but she manages to stay on her feet, and she is through.
5-point scoring pass, tie game!
Mike checks, we got 3 minutes and 45 seconds on the clock. I don't think they put them up there yet.
You know, King, there's only one team I ever root for, and that's Team Overtime.
That's right.
Copernicus on the jam line for the Guns N' Rollers. Headache for the Heartless Heathers.
Headache is really working over the back of that wall, trying to get through. Yo Gonna Be Sorry, facing off with her on a roll, takes a swing. Rorschach just couldn't stop her. Headache right now. She's your lead jammer.
Heartless Heathers recycling Copernicus all the way to the out of turn 4.
Havana, good time, good pack awareness, drops back, makes sure that they can try to stop her.
5-point scoring pass, Heartless Heathers.
Copernicus cannot get through that vicious Heartless Heathers defense.
Knife, though, takes out Scratcher in the eye, which allows Copernicus through the pack. She is clear on her initial pass.
But as we say that, Headache has already gone through on her second scoring pass and is pushing this lead up for the Heartless Heathers at a crucial time.
Havana, good time again, trying with the inverse offense. Copernicus trying to find an answer to that wall.
Once again, that wall of blue playing mayhem for the Guns N' Rollers.
Multiplayer block assessed against the Blast Unicorn. She's going to report to the penalty box. Rorschach test recycling Headache.
Headache getting a piece of Copernicus and takes her out of bounds.
Headache putting a hit on Havana, good time.
Oh, she was through, but she couldn't stay on her feet.
Copernicus, though, through the pack. That's a 4-point scoring pass, Guns N' Rollers.
Good Lord. Headache right now, calling off this jam. We got 1 minute and 29 seconds.
Heartless Heathers, 4 points on that last scoring pass, brings them up to 240. And fans, we would like to thank Voodoo Donut. The magic is in the hole. Proud sponsor of the Rose City Rollers and the Wheels of Justice.
That's Voodoo Donuts. Mike checks, heading down to the track. We got some action down there and reviewing to be seen.
The official review being called by the Heartless Heathers. They were looking for a penalty on the Guns N' Rollers jammer in that last jam. Head ref Stegosaurus addressing Coach Bell Starr and Baxter Morgan, informing them that there will be no call, that the call on the track stands.
Well, if that's the way it's gonna be, we're gonna have 4 blockers from Guns N' Rollers 3 for the Heartless Heathers, Screamin' Beaver with the blue star on, and Scald Eagle with the pink. We got a score of 240 to 235, a minute and 16 seconds. And this jam is on.
110 points so far tonight for Scald Eagle, 52 for the Screaming Beaver, but it's all gonna come down to this final jam.
Scald Eagle is out, she's your lead jammer.
Now, King, it's gonna be interesting to see how these two teams choose to play this final jam. Guns N' Rollers in control right now as Scald Eagle is the lead jammer, but they are still down 5.
They're down 5. Screaming Beaver also just got out of there. Hellslinger just picked up a penalty.
And Scald Eagle through the pack for a 4-point scoring pass. She calls off the jam. Timeout being called by Coach Baxter Morgan.
Yeah, but on that last pass, Heartless Heathers picked up 3 points of their own.
Team timeout, Guns N' Rollers.
That's going to leave 34 points, or 34 seconds on the clock. While the officials are chatting it up, it's going to be 2:43, 2:39. Guns N' Rollers still down by just 4 points. Scald Eagle, once again with a star on her helmet, taking the track. Scratch her in the eye. She's got the star on her helmet for the team in blue. Ladies and gentlemen, who here is excited?
Scratch her in the eye, 30 points so far tonight. Scald Eagle, 114.
Scald Eagle trying to work around the outside. Knife gets a hold of her, puts her out for only a second. Scald Eagle, 1 block and left to beat it. That was Jenny's. Knife makes her way up and takes her out of bounds.
Lead jammer, scratch her in the eye. Calls off the jam. And a team timeout being called by the Guns N' Rollers.
I don't think so. They don't have a timeout. And this game is unofficially over. And Belstar goes dancing peacefully across the track. All right, the refs are chatting it up. It's 2:43, 2:39. Unofficially, we're gonna be down on the track to announce the official score and do our MVPs in just a brief moment.
We are going to refrain from having the teams take their victory lap, as we are going to make sure that all of the points have been appropriately counted. Keep in mind the score on the scoreboard, not yet official. The score on the scoreboard is not yet official. If we could have you all please exit the track area to behind the black bumpers, please.
Well, it looks like we might be having one more jam. Everybody get off the track.
The scoreboard was incorrect. The Guns N' Rollers had 1 timeout remaining.
Well, it's nice everybody's up on their feet and ready for this last jam. We've got a 2:43, 2:39. Me and Mike Checks are taking the best seats in the house.
I've always wanted to do this, King.
Why not?
Once again, Scald Eagle opposite Scratcher in the eye in this final jam.
All right, GNR fans, where are you?
Heathers fans, let's hear you make some noise. And here we go.
Scald Eagle trying to work her way around on the outside. Knife is still getting a hold of her.
Scald Eagle, it's scratcher in the eye, lead jammer.
Well, second burst, same as the first, scratcher in the eye, got out, waited till the time ticked off this time, and made sure that she called it off. Now we can get ready to slap some hands and party down.
And we've got the thumbs up, I believe. That is an official final. The Heartless Heathers, 243. Guns and Rollers, 239. Heathers, take your victory lap.
All right, so Scarlene, I take it you're out here for the MVP. All right, who have the Guns and Rollers selected as MVP?
French Tickler.
All right. You heard it here. The French Tickler is your most valuable player for the Heartless Heathers.
And I'm here with Heartless Heathers captain Effie Stoneham. And who have you chosen for tonight's MVP?
We picked Scald Eagle.
Scald Eagle! Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us here this evening. Please be coming back and joining us tomorrow night. We're going to do this whole crazy thing all over again. Drive safe and enjoy your evening. Thank you very much.